strand on strand 5.1. In this part, we are going to be discussing about the chemistry of fats and oils. Fats and oils are a very important part of our diet. So in this particular session, we are going to be discussing the differences between fats and oils, how fats and oils are produced by reactions between fatty acids and glycerol, and the different ways that are involved in the processing of fats and oils in the industry. Both the fats and the oils, since they are esters, they are made by the reaction of fatty acid and glycerol. So some of the functions of fats are that it is used to store energy in the body, it insulates the body tissue which keeps it warmer, cushions the internal organs thereby protecting it, and also it allows the transportation of many soluble vitamins in the bloodstream. Some of the differences between the fats and the oils lie in the way they are formed and the way they contain the carbon atoms in the structure. Fats are formed when fatty acids react with glycerol in an esterification reaction. While fats are more saturated, oils tend to be more unsaturated. Fats can come from two different sources like animal, where they will exist as a solid. They can also come from vegetable source where they will exist as a liquid. Oils, on the other hand, will always exist as liquids. Now, the higher the saturation is, that means the more the single bonds are present, the higher the melting point will be. So if a particular compound is having a lot of single bonds, it will have a higher melting point and it will be more stable compared to the double bond or polyunsaturated fatty acids. The formation of fats includes esterification reaction, which is a reaction involving an alcohol molecule and a carboxylic acid molecule. So in this case, the alcohol is glycerol, and whenever in an esterification alcohols take part in a reaction, they end up losing a hydrogen ion. After losing the hydrogen ion, the remaining part of the alcohol will be written as such. So the first part that is going to be drawn when alcohols lose the hydrogen in esterification is the alcohol part. Unlike normal esterification between normal carboxylic acid and alcohol, we write the carboxylic acid group first. But in the formation of fats, we are writing the structural formula of the alcohol. After the alcohol has lost the hydrogen, the carboxylic acid, which in this case is stearic acid, that is fatty acid, is going to lose the OH group. There are three carboxylic acid molecules which are involved in this particular reaction. So the remaining part of the carboxylic acid will be this here. And together with the alcohol and the carboxylic acid are going to form an ester. So we have the alcohol, the carboxylic acid, which is our fatty acid, and the formation of the product will be an ester, which is a fat. Now, because there are three stearic acid molecules involved, the name of this ester will be a triglyceride. If two carboxylic acids were involved, then it will be a diglyceride. If one carboxylic acid were involved, then it will be a monoglyceride. The triglyceride will be a solid if it is a fat. It will exist as a liquid if it is an oil. Animal sources include terrestrial animals, where we will have examples such as meat, like land animals. So most of the fatty tissues of land animals, they contain fats which can be used in the processing in the industry. Marine animals also are a very good source of fats and oils, and these fats and oils are used as medicine or even as capsules, such as fish oils. The oils can also be derived directly from marine animals, one of which is blobberfish, whose oil being excreted is used in the medicinal industry. Oils and fats derived from plants or vegetables can be formed from seeds and fruits. So seeds and fruits are a very good source of fats and oils, such as canola oil, sunflower oil, avocado oil. So many different types of oils are there. Sesame oil, walnut oil, olive oils, all these different types of oils, they are derived from the fruits and the seeds of the plants. Through a number of stages. So the major stages that are involved in the processing include extraction stage, refining stage, bleaching stage, and deodorization stage. In the extraction stage, the vegetable oils and animal fats are excreted. So the extraction itself includes a number of chemicals. Like in vegetable oils, the solvent that is used is hexane, which is a non-polar substance, while animal fats are chopped into pieces and then boiled into water. In the refining process, impurities such as fatty acids and other types of substances are removed by reacting the fatty acid with sodium hydroxide. And whatever chemicals remain after refining is going to be removed by steam distillation. In the bleaching stage, some colored material may also remain in the oil after the refining stage, and these colored material are removed at the bleaching stage. And finally, in the deodorization stage, the bad odor is removed by adding certain deodorizing chemicals. For vegetable oils, the extraction is done by crushing the seeds or the fruits and mixing them with hexane, which is a non-polar solvent. Now, when these seeds are crushed into powder, they are subjected to a special kind of distillation process. In this distillation process, the crushed seeds are added and hexane is poured through the tube. Hexane, being non-polar, is going to remove all the non-polar components from the crushed seeds, and one of the non-polar components includes oil. After the oil and all the other non-polar substances are extracted, the remaining waste is then thrown away, and this is what we get in the end. So this particular product contains oil together with some hexane and a lot of other non-polar substances. For animal fats, the animal tissues are chopped into fine pieces and then they are boiled into water. And during the boiling process, the oil floats to the surface and this is later skimmed off. Now when this oil, which is derived in both stages, the fatty acids, pigments, waxes, which are impurities, are removed by reacting them with caustic soda, which is sodium hydroxide. And The process by which fatty acids and caustic soda react is called neutralization reaction, which ends up forming a particular substance known as soap. So this soap is going to mix with the oil and the rest of the material. Later on, the oil is going to be removed because it is going to be less dense and it will be floating on top, while the remaining soap and other residual material will be removed by centrifuging and washing to get rid of the final product. There may be still some impurities which will be left behind. So in the refining processes, in the refining stages, fatty acid, waxes and other impurities were removed by reacting them with sodium hydroxide. But there will be still some colored material left in the oil, and these colored material will be removed in the bleaching stages. The bleaching stage makes use of bleaching agent such as Fuller's earth, activated carbon or activated clay. Now as you can see in this picture here, how the bleaching agent has actually refined the oil. So before, the crude oil was colored because it contained a lot of other components, and as the bleaching action took place, most of the colored materials were removed until we get the final product, which is more refined oil. The only thing that is remaining in the oil mixture is the odor, and that odor is going to be removed by the deodorization process involving steam distillation. So a steam distillation is used that is going to remove the bad odor from the processed oil. Normally when people process oils at home, like coconut oil, they make it at home. That doesn't undergo the 4 processes, that doesn't undergo the 4 stages. So the oil that is excreted from the crude is known as crude oil. After the crude oil undergoes the various stages, then it becomes refined. Homemade coconut oil will carry a distinctive odor simply because it didn't undergo the deodorization process, unlike the commercial ones which is found in the supermarkets. So students, there we have it. This is the first part of the topic on fats and oils. In the second part, we are going to be discussing about the differences between the different types of fats and oils, and going to look at the chemistry behind how the fats and oils are actually differentiated from one another.